Hey, we're online. I'm just still looking over the left here to try to understand where it tells me if anybody is actually watching. And maybe I hit manage stream. There we go. Boom, I got it. Okay, we're back. It's been a couple days, couple work days, been very busy. I'm once again very tired. So I am authentically coming to you again as the tired millennial dad. Um, I had a few thoughts for tonight. I'm not sure how far we're going to make it. I thought as a warm up, we'll try to do just a couple more aesthetic changes on the game. I decided this title, Detonator Days, is not that good. I liked it when I first heard it. I thought days was a cool word, but then I was like, why do I think that? Oh, yeah, that movie, Dazed and Confused. That was a cool movie 30 years ago. Nobody says days anymore. So we're going with a different name. I already forgot what it was, but I think I still got it open in my chat GPT window. There it is. Premonition Protocol, right? Because we got robot and the robots are looking for minds, premonition sort of implying foresight, guesswork. I don't know. It's what I got. And I got GPT to drop a little picture for us. So we're going to add that picture to the top. You may have noticed that I have a different little picture for what I've been calling my commentator bot. Still looking for a better word for that. Um, and the players are looking pretty cool, except I don't like these dots. So I'm going to try to limber up the tired brain here. We're going to get rid of the dots. We're going to add a banner across the top. Once we're limbered up, what I would really like to do with this thing is try connecting it back to an LLM to give that commentator a personality. So we're going to be using a Python library called LangChain. We're going to be importing that into our backend, and when players make moves in the game, we're going to be using LangChain to coordinate a conversation with an LLM model. Um, Now, what I won't show you is that prior to this, I did set up an account with OpenAI and I paid them my $5. And so I have a key and a connection to them, and we're going to reuse that key that I started for another project. Uh, Otherwise, I'm just going to go through it step by step and you can see it as it goes. So let's start with the easy stuff. Now, I've got a different screen layout. Curious on feedback whether you think this screen layout makes sense. Um, it was hard to fit all of this on one screen, and it looks a little different on my screen now than it does on yours. But I thought it's pretty important to have the game fairly prominent, so we put that over on the left. Um, then my coding window is kind of in a different place, but for you, it's bottom right, and it's not that big, I know, but hopefully it's big enough to see the bits that I'm working on because I still wanted to make room for ChatGPT up in the top right because it's important, I think, that you're in on the conversation. Um, so I saved this as a JPEG called Premonition Protocol. I want to put this as a banner at the top of the game. So let's find where it says detonator days in our code, which will be way down near the bottom. Wow, apparently it doesn't say it anywhere. Oh, because I'm looking at the back end. Rough start. Okay, here we go. Detonator days. It's going to be right in here. Detonator days. There it is. So instead of putting this in here, we're going to go image source equals, what did I call it? Something premonition? Premonition protocol .jpg, I guess. See what the odds are that I spelled it right. Yeah, that killed it. Okay, so what's the error over here? Unterminated JSX content. They can't make anything easy. Like, do I put it inside a div? Does an image have to, it probably has to have like a slash at the end or something like that. Look at that, that's what it was. Okay. How are we doing here? There we go. Okay, so now we've got it up here and it's a little bit too big. So can I just say width equals a mixing poorly formed HTML? Oh yeah, I did not like that. Let's try style. No, is that gonna work? Or do you have to use the You know what? Give it 1 second and then I just give up and ask the thing. How do I give this image a width of 100%? I thought you just put width in there, but yeah, it has to, everything's got to be a style. I don't have any style, but it wants it to be a style. So style it shall be. There we go. How are we looking now, guys? Oh, we completely bombed it. This is going from bad to worse. Um, so we'll just open up the console and see where it died. Wow, it died in a lot of places. Style property expects a mapping from style properties to values, not a string. Yeah, that's how I've seen it before. So what do you do in GPT? Yeah, you don't know what I'm using. Oh, I'll do you do it in asking the most basic of questions. As usual, this is what you have come to expect from me, no doubt. There it is. There it is. This isn't HTML. This is React. Boom. Boom. All right. Now we're starting to look like a game, except it's not 100%. Or it is 100% and this thing's not 100%. Oh, goodness. I want this thing to be wider anyway. I wonder why that's not wider. Style sheets are not a thing, guys. Why would it think that is 100%? Do we ask GPT to just fix the whole thing? Do we try to fix it ourselves? Do we hack it by saying 90%? Because that's pretty close. Do we make this thing a little bit wider? What's telling this thing how wide it's supposed to be in the first place? Let's try 90%. I'll call that good enough. Um, for the more sensitive among us, it is 5 pixels off, and I could see how that would drive you crazy, and I'm sorry, but for me, this is good enough. Um, okay, so let's keep going. We've got our thing at the top. Um, we're going to plug this into an LLM soon. The other thing I wanted to do as a warm up is to get rid of these dots. I don't know where these dots are coming from, but I'm pretty sure I can find the piece of code because it's got head written all over it. And maybe it's the alt text that is somehow turning into a dot. That seems kind of weird and unlikely, but why don't we just get rid of the alternate text on this guy and see if the dot goes away? It did not. Uh, hmm. Right. Hmm. I don't really understand even how this logic works. So why don't we just ask GPT to explain it to us? Please explain this line to me. Like there's an if statement buried in there somewhere, but darn if I can find it. So before I scroll down here, let me make this a little bigger. I'm not sure if you guys can read this, but I hope you can. So let's guess at what's going on. It's taking players. I don't know what sum is. So I'm going to guess it's taking this list players, which could contain up to 4 players. And then it's doing, I think sum is doing like a for loop or something. It's looping through those players. And it's saying P as so P for player. So we're looping through it with P for each one. And then we're looking at the color. And if it's red, then I don't understand why it's and the stuff I wrote. So let's see what it says. This checks whether any player in the players has a color of red. Yeah, okay, that made sense. Sum returns true if at least one element passes the test. Good. Yeah, I'll say this short-circuited my brain. This is a short-circuiting condition in JSX. It's a common way to render something only if a condition is true. That's such a weird way to write it, though, isn't it? Like, you'd think it would be checking if this is true, not doing something assuming that was true. Anyway, whatever. It is behaving how you would expect. So look, Let's just ask the question directly. Why are there dots instead on the screen when the color isn't in the list? Here is my code. You see how I came into this with really good intentions? I was going to do a mental warm up, work through the code, really feel my way into it. And what, we're like 1 minute in, and I've just asked GPT to do everything for me 3 times. It's embarrassing. Anyway, what is it even giving me an answer? I'm seeing dots. It's caused by these lines. Well, yeah. Okay, hey, look, guys, we were in the right place. Even when no red players in the game, is div still renders. It's just empty inside. Again, logical. So it's our CSS that is the culprit. Only render the entire tile if the player is present. Wrap each player tile in the conditional. But if we do that, then I feel like the tiles are going to kind of come out of order. But you know what? Let's try it. Or if you want, blocks always appear but only show the image. Then make sure the CSS doesn't have a visual placeholder. That's what I want to do. I want to add this to my CSS and be done with it. Oh, wait, there's more. Or better. Why is it better? Don't know why it's better. I'm going to try it. I think I've got a player tile. I don't know. This doesn't seem like it's going to be better. This is going to break something. How's it look, guys? Is it on the screen still? Yes. I feel like I'm not using my screen real estate properly. Anyway, whatever. Is it better? It is better, except the word players is down there. So let's see if we add more windows. Let's see how the other robots line up. Yeah, okay. That's not bad. Try another one. Nope, they're on top of each other. Okay, so that thing that it said was better is not better. So I'm going to undo it, and we're going to try the other thing it suggested. Player tile image and player tile empty. Overwrite player tile image. Player tile empty. Now what have we got? Oh yeah, that's really good. They're just too big. So what did we have them at size 150, right? So somewhere in there, something's getting overridden about the size. So let's undo here. Undo. Keep it below. There it is. We just lost our little width thing. I don't know why it would just take stuff out. We shared our code. Come on, GPT. How are we looking now? We're looking good. Why is the screen so wide? Why is the window size suddenly larger? These are the questions. If you know the answer, you can add it to the chat and I will reply because I have been trained now to look at the chat. Nobody's chatting, but it's an option you have on Twitch, or so I'm told. Premonition. If you recently added this line, but the image is very tall, yeah, it's the horizontal I'm worried about. No, 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 no. Okay, look. Let's just send it the code. This is my style sheet. Why is my page so wide? Even the simplest things I am falling down on, tumbling like a boulder down the side of a mountain. Shouting out, grasping onto trees, trying to stop myself. Please, GPT, explain it to me. The combined width of the grid and the sidebar, and because nothing is constraining the total width of game layout or container. Let's break it down. Grid template columns. So total grid 675. I buy that. The sidebar does not have, it is a minimum width of 200. And why? But it's more than that because these are each 150. So this has got to be like 350 wide. Game layout 945 minimum. If it was 945, I'd believe it. So let's set the game layout. Whoa, I can just set it there, but I don't want to. Let's set the game layout to 1,000, and let's just sort of force this thing into some kind of game layout. Is there even? There it is. So if I set that to 1,000, what does that get me? Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. That is not what I wanted. Where's my code? Can you still see it? This is not what I wanted. I should have read more carefully. Hmm. What have I done? Okay, let's do the inspector thing. So if I go, oh, I can just right click and I can click inspect, and it's going to tell me what element this is, right? Up, up, root container. It's the container. Is it the container? I can't see. I gotta move that over. Guys, I don't think I'm making any sense to anything. Maybe I just dragged my window too big. Woo, woo. Yeah, that's the problem. I want that picture to be the width of the container. This is the container. I want that image to be inside of the container so that it is the width of the container. Where is the container? Game layout. Container. It is inside the container. Why is it not? It's inheriting. Okay. I want this image to inherit the size of container, not the window. You know, you could write code all day and it's the style sheet that's going to kill you. It's a fact. Container is defined with not just pen images. The image uses width or percent of container. Add a defined width to the container. Yep. I don't like doing this. I think you're not supposed to do fixed widths on things, right? You're supposed to make things that, yeah, so that's too small. That's about right. Now, is my image 100% of the container? Let's go back to the front end. I'd like it to be 100% of the container now because I have control over the container. And then I want to back my container off to a reasonable size. So let's try that. See, there we go. We're just going to trial and error, make it all fit. And then if anybody uses any other browser ever, it's not going to work. But it's working for us. All right. So we have our picture up here the way we want it. We have our players. Oh, no, they're going past the edge. Oh, just when you think you've got it. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm just going to make them skinnier because then they'll fit. There we go. I feel like this game is looking better. Does it still play? It still plays. We can still flag mines. If I'm in one of my other windows, I can flag them and they come up another color. So it's still multiplayer. We've still got our robots. We've finished our warm-up session. I don't know if you feel warm. I feel lukewarm at best. Let's take a look at the back end. So here's the back end code, nice and pristine. We'll talk through it real quick. So I don't think I commented much of this, so this might be a bit of an interpretive process, which with me kind of goes off kilter pretty quick. But let's go through it. So we're setting some constants to define our game board, right? Grid size 20, so it's 20 by 20. Mind count 40. It's good. Player colors, we've allowed for 4 colors. I don't know what any of this is. Something to do with the fast API that we're using to run it as a server. We've created a tile. This is important stuff, right? This tells us what's in a tile. It's got a value, which is going to be the number of mines that's near it, or maybe it's going to be a mine. We know whether it's been revealed or not. We know whether it's been flagged and who it's been flagged by. That determines the color of the flag because it's a 2-player Minesweeper, guys. It's crazy. We got a game board. We've got a little thing called print board, which I'm not sharing that window now, but in my console where I'm running the back end, when it restarts the game, it prints out a picture of the board. That was a kind of handy diagnostic tool. It's also handy for cheating, which I have been doing when I've been making my clicks. Then we got this whole thing that generates the board, and in doing so, it is sort of initializing an array. It's placing mines in random locations. It's looking around each tile to count how many mines are near it, and then putting the numbers on the board. So, all of these little numbers, or whether it's a blank or whether it's a mine, it's all predetermined at the creation of the board. Then we've got some functions that the front end is calling to get that information. So the front end, as you may recall, everything you see in the little browser here, it's just showing the board. There's no game rules there anymore. So when we click a square, it's just going to the back end. It's saying, hey, the user clicked. What should I do about it? And then the back end is doing all of this reveal stuff and flood fill. In the first stream I did, we wrote all this in the front end, but then we moved it to the back end. Flood fill is so that when I click on these big empty spaces, it fully, it's not just a 0 that I have to click around. It's fully opening up, which really, guys, is like half the fun of Minesweeper is just finding those big empty areas. So we get that working. We get a thing for sending the game state. So yeah, so here's the API calls, right? So if we call it with the board route, it returns the state of the board. I don't really know what an async def is or how it works, but it's part of the fast API Python library that we're using. And then we got a different one for tracking players in rooms. This one was kind of overkill. GPT wrote it for us, and that assumed that there was like going to be a lobby and people waiting and finding games, and all good thought, but none of it we're using. Okay, so that's our back end. Now we want to add something where when we send the game state back to the front end, it's going to include a message from the commentator. So let's just start slow and let's try to just get it to send a message before we do all this plugging into LangChain and whatnot. So here is my back end code. Oh, guys, we can do this on our own. I'm still going to send it the back end code so that we're up to date. All we have to do is send something called commentary. And it's going to send something like, this is a great game. Boop. I think that's gonna probably maybe work. Now, oh, I see people are watching. That's exciting, but nobody's typed a question in yet, or else I'm not understanding how the question thing works. 50-50? Who knows? Okay, so we're sending this commentary to the front end. Let's go back to our front end. I don't know how I can't remember how this all works. So let's find it. That's a click handler on message. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to receive a message in the front end here. So look, we don't have to do anything. We have to restart the back end, but I think it restarts on its own when I save it. Let me just save it. Did that restart? I don't know, guys. Anyway, look, doesn't matter. We're gonna monitor our console and we're gonna click a thing. WebSocket is I think I got to reload the page because I killed the back end. There we go. Received an update, and the game state. So there you go. Our commentary made it through. I don't know if you can even read that. It's very tiny. I can barely read it, but I'll just read it to you. It says game state commentary. This is a great game. So let's pipe that into the little thing that this guy's saying. I'm going to get lost real fast and have to ask for help, but I'm going to try on my own, right? You got to try. So I'm going to search for the words welcome to. And they haven't even, where is this? Oh, because I'm in the back end. There we go. Look at this. I've even got a variable called commentary. I totally forgot that I had that. So I can just set the commentary to equal that thing. It's like this separates itself. Here we go. Um, so we'll set grid first. That'll update the board. Then we're going to go set commentary. This is almost too easy. Message dot commentary. Was it message dot game state? Oh, no, it wasn't. Was it commentary? Dot commentary. I think that's what it was. Is it, holy cow. Like, when does this ever work? Guys, I got no help on that. I did that completely on my own, and you all saw it. This is working. Okay. So we got our commentary back. This is a great game. We figured out how to make the connection between the front and the back. Um, so all we got to do now is everything that it takes to plug into the ChatGPT to come up with something better than this is a great game. I don't think that's going to be that hard. So let's ask our machine to do it. Um, I would like to use LangChain on my back end to create a narrative of a game commentator. It should remember, it should it know the state of the board? No, it should remember every move that has been played and come up with some novel sports commentator language to describe the moves. The resulting, the LLM response will be passed to the front end as part of state in the function send game state to. Oh, let's see what it comes up with. So if you are just joining now, maybe someone just joined. We started working on this project a few days ago. We have the general idea that we're trying to hold to here is, hey, how hard is it to use GPT to write code? How automatic is it? Can I just type a wish into it and it will come up with the whole thing, or do I have to guide it? And since then, I have fallen down like 7 tangents. But so far, the feeling that I have is that I have to prompt it a lot. Now, we haven't fully tested that, and I think if we have time at the end of this one, I will test it just by asking it, hey, make a Minesweeper game, and not telling it anything else, and we'll see what it comes up with. Probably there are tools better than GPT that would do even better at that. Um, but I'm not completely confident in that because I have worked on other projects here in the last couple weeks with GPT in the way that I've been showing here, and I found that um, once your code reaches a certain size, like once a certain file is more than 300, 400 lines, it does really start to get confused. And it'll still be kind of good if it's like able to help you rewrite a function here or a function there. But if you start asking it to rewrite the code for you or add something to it but print it all out for you, you can get caught in some really weird loops. I have not been able to demonstrate that here yet, but it is certainly something I've experienced. Anyway, um, so I just asked it to connect me into an LLM. Let's see what it comes with here. So first of all, it wants us to record our move history, which is a list of strings. Uh, So yeah, 100% on board with that. This we may get to see this failure now because as I'm pasting things on, if you've been watching me for a while, what'll happen is it'll spoon feed me little bits of information. I will put them in the wrong place. I'll get flustered and I'll say, just tell me where the code should go. And then like 50-50. Sometimes it does it right and sometimes we get lost together. Okay, so create a list for the move history. That makes sense. Then inside your WebSocket endpoint handler, update this history when actions are taken. Also very logical. So where is my WebSocket endpoint handler? You guys, I'm just going to scroll. You guys tell me when you see it. Socket endpoint. Oh, that's got to be this. There you go. Okay. Um, update this history when actions are taken. So if we did a reveal action, if we did a flag action, I think we only want to do it on a reveal action. So let's put that little bit of code in here. Right after we reveal a tile, we're going to come up with some commentary. So we don't need this. We don't need this. We just need to create the move history piece. And we can't tab. We have to put spaces because that's the one thing Python doesn't seem to do very well, is it doesn't like it when I mix tabs with spaces. Okay, so if the front end said reveal a tile, we are going to do the whole reveal thing, and then we're going to append to our move history this string. If I make this window bigger, does it wreck it for you guys? It doesn't seem to. So what are we adding to the history? We're saying this player revealed this. I'd like to, I think we need more than that, right? Because we're trying to get this commentator to give colorful details of what's happening. And if all you give it is player revealed, player revealed, player revealed, it doesn't, you're not giving it a lot to go on. So what are some, I got to brainstorm a little bit here. And this will be an opportunity for you to type into the chat box if you wanted to participate. What are some other properties of the game board that a commentator might comment on? And I suppose the obvious one is whether it's a number one or a number two or whatever. Um, so let's say they revealed row, column, and there are some number of mines next to this tile. That's something. Um, what is the number? It's the number of mines. It's going to be in, oh goodness, where are we storing that variable? Well, does it have a tile? Row column equals this, reveal tile, row column, tile equals game board, row column. There we go. Game board, row column, dot, and then can't remember what we called it. We called it right up at the top. We defined our top dot value. Must have been value. Dot value. Something tells me this syntax is wrong. And what's telling me that is the fact that it's always wrong when I write it. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna check my math here. I'm gonna go back to my friend and say, hey man, is this syntax correct? Almost perfect. It's so kind to me. I've said this before. Some people like it when their GPT is short with them. Those people, I don't know what they're thinking. I get so much joy out of it just being kind to me. Comment there, mine's next. So what did I do differently? I'm using an F string properly. It's giving me this is the feedback sandwich. It's telling me what I'm doing right first. Make sure game board room value is not none or m before using it this way. Otherwise, you'll get weird output. Um, so what did it change? Or did it change? Let's see it throw underneath my row. Putting tabs in so we get in trouble. It's exactly the same, guys. It's exactly the same. It gave me a feedback sandwich when I did it right. But it did make a good point because if it's a mine, we want a different message. So what we want to say is if game board down, if that value equals m, then we want to append one thing. Else, is that how you do an else? Yeah. Else we want to append this. Oh, no tabs, spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then okay. So if it is a mine, um, I'll just say revealed a mine and has lost the game. There we go. Save the backend. Did a restart. It restarted. Oh, it died on line 202 after L. It expected a colon. There we go. Now we're happy. Okay, we kill the back end, reload the front end. Boom. And why didn't it work? Why does it still say this is a great game? It was all piped in, guys. It was all wired up. 8 viewers on stream. Oh, stop advertising things to me. Come on. Can't you see I'm concentrating? Game state. It's just saying this is a great game. Oh, I know why. We just I can't believe you guys are still watching. Oh my God. All right. So we updated the history, but we didn't do any of the other steps that we had to do. We're not doing anything with the history. We're not sending it back. We got so wrapped up in wording that we forgot all the other steps. Oh my God. And now they're so far up in my GPT. Okay. Oh, now I'm back in the, I've gone too far. I'm back in the style sheet. Here we go. Okay. So we did step 2. We're now on step 3. We could import the model. That would help. Do, 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 do. There it goes. Okay, so this is going to import the model into our backend code. Then we have to initialize, instantiate. What's the difference between initialization and instantiation? I don't know. That's why I'm the fool. GPT's my boss. Anyway, we're going to initialize or instantiate. Instantiate, we're creating an instance of this, which implicitly initializes it. See, when you think about it, you get there. GPT-4 is fine. Temperature, sure, I don't care yet. Okay, and then it always likes to have a little prompt. Let's read through this prompt. We're going to change this. Oh, maybe not. You are a dramatic sports commentator. I don't think you need a name. Here's the running list of actions so far. Generate one, generate a new, generate one new sentence commentary line that sounds like a futurist honest book. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Okay, GPT, you're pretty good. I take back all those things I said. Okay, so what have we, let's just look at our code here. So we've imported LangChain. That's the first step, right? Take the amazing tool that you're about to use, connect it to your thing. Then we're creating an instance of it. We called it LLM, I guess has a good generic name. But anyway, when it does this, it's connecting to OpenAI to a model. Um, somewhere in here, it's gonna have to know my key for OpenAI, but we'll see. And then the prompt is the preamble that the LLM is given before it gives a response. So when people talk about prompt engineering, this is where prompt engineering begins. And I hope to spend a lot more time on this kind of thing in future shows. But to start, we got a system prompt. It's going to have some dynamic history piece put into it. Sometimes, like if there's a chat history, you might append that chat history, which is all of the I said, he said, I said, he said. Um, and then you might give specific context, right? So in any kind of interaction, not only do you want to give the machine a history of stuff that you've talked about before, but you want to give it context variables like we could later add a context variable that says the game is almost over or this many mines have been found, that kind of thing. Um, anyway, that's prompt engineering. This is a prompt. What's the next step? Generate commentary. So first of all, did we do this import LLM chain? We did not. So we have another import. That's so weird. Okay. Chain commentary result. This is sorry, that was inside of our send game state to all, which is down here. And where do I want to put it? Right up at the top, right before we define state. Or okay. Okay, so I don't know what a chain is. We might ask it to respond to that, but it seems to be some combination of our link to the LLM itself and the prompt that we send it. And at this point, we're joining history into it. I don't know quite why, but as you recall, up in the prompt, there's a spot for history to be inserted. So I assume that's what that's doing. And then the commentary is going to be commentary result, stripped of its various white space and whatnot. So we'll just put that there. Still feel a little uneasy about not giving it my on the front end. Doesn't OpenAI need to know my key or something? Like, that shit's not free, man. Export. Set OpenAI key equals, and that's it. Import OS. And then OpenAI keys. So I think got that line. Yes. Whoop. See, I copied that over from my other program. We'll put it up here in our constants. But it has not told us. Okay, but where does the code reference OpenAI key? Implicitly used. Oh, pat models imported. I don't believe you. When you create an OpenAI instance, it internally uses this package which looks for this environment variable. Well, that's not the environment variable. It's a different environment variable. I gave it a different name, guys. There we go. I need to put it here. Let's see if that works. You can't see my back end, but I can, and I can tell you. Shockingly, it did not crash. Okay. We're going to reload the front end. We're going to close all this error stuff because we don't have any errors. We're going to click a square. Well, look at this. It's already written something. which is stupid because we didn't click anything, but oh no, and something is broken because I can't make, oh no, there you go. That's my problem. That's my problem. It takes a second for the LLM to respond, so I'm not getting instant feedback on the board anymore. Did you guys think of this? I didn't think of this. Also, this box is way too small. Which problem should we tackle first, the small box or the small pause? You can vote in the chat window. I think we're going to do small box because it's going to be faster and more satisfying. Boom, boom. Okay, so in the front end where my commentator prints the commentary, the box is just too darn small. Please make it higher. Is that the word I'm looking for? Larger vertically, but somehow keep the robot picture because I love it. We're getting pretty tired here. Tired millennial dad is getting very tired. That's okay. We're going back to style sheets. This is where I tend to lose it. This is where I tend to lose it, but I haven't lost it yet. Here's the commentator box in the style sheet. Here's what GPT wants it to be. Oh yes, and commentator box image. Let's just copy that. And text, okay. Oh, let's just copy the whole thing. Box, image, and text. Let's just, commentary text is in there twice. Okay, GPT, take the wheel. I'm just pasting this in blindly. I do not believe it has made any difference. Why has it not made a difference? That really should have made a difference. Why didn't that make a difference? Okay, I'm just gonna add a height to the box. I'm gonna make it like 300 pixels high. Will that work? Problem is, you know what, we'll just put the text under the robot. We don't have to. Commentary text. We'll just put it under the robot. I don't feel good about putting it under the robot, guys. I just want it to fit. I don't like it that small. I'm going to put it under the robot. Let's find the commentary code. Game layout, tile revealed, commentator box. There it is. It's got an image, and then it's got text. I want commentary text to be below the image. So then I go here, and it's going to be some one of these darn flex things in the box. Like, I don't want it aligned in the center, first of all. I just want that text to be bigger. Can we put commentary text underneath the image? Once again, I have failed as a man. I'm asking a computer to solve my problem for me. I didn't mean to make that a gender thing. I failed as a person. It still doesn't fit. Maybe I just make it. You know, it's a little better. Okay, let's make it higher because you got rid of the height that I put in there. Let's make it height 300. Okay, and then this has just got to be higher. The text has got to have a height that is, I don't know, 300 minus how big that image is, 100, make it 200. I think it's probably ignored a margin or something, but oh no. Oh, it's okay. All right. It didn't work though. Commentary text. Is it line height? Max height 100, height 200. Those are conflicting. There we go. There we go, guys. What happens if we add new players? The robots are going to overlap this thing, aren't they? This is why people have QA teams. Right, and this is all stalling because my back end is getting commentary. Okay, maybe we just get rid of the robot. No, I like the robot, but man, he's taking up space. We're gonna get rid of the robot guy. How do we comment things out in HTML? It's some stupid squiggly bracket thing, isn't it? How do I comment things out in HTML? If you know, you could comment in the messages. I wouldn't have to ask GPT. I could ask a human. Oh yeah, this silly looking thing. Who came up with that? I got a bad feeling about this. Let's see. Yeah, we broke something. Wow. What the heck did we break? All right. Look, let's just get rid of it. Boop. There you go. See, everything's normal now. Delete. Don't try to comment things out. Just delete. Okay. So we said we are going to fix the box first. We fixed the box. Oh my, it's getting late. Um, we can still do our click. It's going to wait a minute, but when it does do the reveal, give us something. In an audacious maneuver, Yellow boldly exposes 019 with not a single mine in sight, folks. A darling play that sends shockwaves through the virtual arena. The tension is palpable. Frankly, I think that is beautiful. I, I want to go to bed, but I want to fix this delay problem. So let's just talk through it with ourselves and then we'll talk through it with GPT. When I click a tile, I want to get an instant game board update from the back end. And then I want to get a message later with an update to the commentary. And there's going to be a situation where people are clicking rapidly in a two-player game. We don't want the commentary to update every single time a person clicks because one, it's going to be too slow on the back end, and two, it's not going to be fast enough to read. Let's start with the first problem. I'm a little worried this is going to be more than 10 minutes, but let's just give it a shot. So um, when the back end handles, what did we call this whole thing that the back end does? Back end sends the game state. That response is too slow when I'm waiting for the LLM response. Instead, I want it to return the game state right away and trigger some kind of async thing that follows up with the LLM response when it's ready. How's that for? This is one where you want to read what it says back to you. No. You see, sometimes it'll describe it back to you, sometimes it doesn't. It does agree with me that this will dramatically improve responsiveness. So we're going to get rid of the LangChain. We're going to send it is none a word? None is a word. I think none's a word. Okay, and we're going to get rid of this. In fact, I don't think we even want to send commentary as part of the game state. See if that breaks something later. Oh no, it wants me to do none. Okay, that's fair. And generate commentary. So new function, send commentary. Okay, okay. Wow, that got long. Okay, so no, we don't have to import all this stuff. It's imported at the top. Like, why are you coming up with this? We've already got the prompt defined. We've already got the chain defined, I think, right, guys? Did we do that? No. So the chain has to happen, whatever a chain is. Um, I don't need to do the, oh, well, that's already done. I kind of think I don't need to do the chain there. Okay, we're going to send an update with type commentary update. Yes, and then it's going to send the commentary. Why is it doing this? For active players, send, oh, because I've got to actually send it to each player. That's smart. Commentary, no. We don't need to try this, guys. It's just going to work. Tries are for losers. This is going to work first try because we need it to. Okay, so now we got to update our front end because now we're receiving a commentary update. So first of all, we got to find the bit where it got a game update. We don't need this commentary line. Here we say if message type equals commentary update. Now, do we add, it didn't add a little thing, did it? Now we put this down here, set commentary. Guys, I think this is going to do it. I'm like confident enough that I'm just going to try it. Is the back end still working? Shockingly, yes. Reload the front end. Welcome to detonator days. Let's make a play. Okay, it got back to me right away. There we go. Except we're not getting our commentary. Let's let's just, oh, because we didn't call send commentary update, did we? We gotta we just gotta call it, I think, from here. So I'm going rogue, guys. I'm not even asking the GPT anymore. Oop, is my back end still alive? Nope, I killed it because that's incorrect syntax. Okay, it likes it. Reload the front end. What does my board look like? Where can I safely click? Here. Well, I really thought that would work. We're getting close to the end here. We're getting close to the end, guys. This is okay. So we got an update. We got a game state update. We got to add a little comment. Yeah, we got to add a little thing, little log, little console log. Where did the console log go? I swear we had one in here. I'm looking in the back end like a moron. There we go. Oh, it's there. So whether it's commentary update or not, it's there. I bet I spelled commentary wrong or something. But here we go. Received update message. Message should tell us the type. Yeah, board update, type board update, type board update, type board update. It's not sending us the commentary updates. Yet I feel like we asked it to. So let's just ask our friend what's wrong. Or, pay more attention. Why isn't the backend sending a commentary update message? Here is my code. Very close. See, it's so encouraging. I'm very close. The reason is this line, the one that I confidently wrote without help. This doesn't await or schedule the task. But, but, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess kind of more clear when you see everything else has this await thing in front of it. Okay, all right. Data like this. Async IO create task. Why do I need a whole new? Do I really need async IO? Can I just do it with libraries that I'm already using? Don't bring new stuff into this. Oh, okay, I do. I'm not going to question you that much, GPT. You were really confident. Okay, so this little line here, which I foolishly just assumed would work, needs to have a task created, and async IO needs to be imported in support of that task. Make sure this is at the top. It thinks I'm such a fool. And it thinks I'm a fool because we've had a long history of me acting like a fool. Okay, let's reload. Except it was the back end that had to reload. Did it? It didn't crash. Okay. Okay, so it got the commentary update. Cannot read properties of undefined reading commentary. On line 105 of the front end. No, because it's not, it's, okay, so we got to look at what it's actually sending. Because we had it inside of game state before and then we pulled it out, right? So it's just going to send, it's just called commentary. So message dot commentary. There we go. Fixing our own problems, reloading the front end. Click on something. Okay, so we clicked on the board. We got the board update. Don't know why we got 3 commentary updates. Are they different? Let's see how many we get if I click again. Just one. Okay, so maybe I clicked more than I thought. Okay, is it something logical? Red's navigating the minefield with the grace of a ballet dancer, unveiling a clean 4 by 13 before stepping lightly into 11 by 18. It's remembering our history, right? These things are smart. Where danger lurks just a tile away. This is the kind of high stakes action we've come to expect. This is good. This is very good, guys. This is very good. Let's click a couple more tiles, see what happens. So it's definitely a little slow in the response. See, I clicked twice. And it only came up with one. That's kind of interesting. 1, 2, 3 clicks. How many times does it change? 3 times it did change. Okay, so I think in the future, I mentioned this earlier. I think we want to make some logic so it doesn't update that many times. But hey, this is pretty good. I'm sharing the right thing, right? I'm sharing a different window. You're looking at a different window, but you know what? I think it still is updating, isn't it? Maybe it's not. Maybe this whole time I've been sharing the wrong window. You guys got to tell me this stuff. It's working. Maybe you were watching the right thing. Anyway, here we go. We've got our commentary. We had to let go of our cool robot picture. We spent a little bit too much time playing with the size of the box, but we did get this thing plumbed into OpenAI. And frankly, the responses that it's giving, I think, are hilarious and totally on point. So I think this is a good time to wrap up. So I don't know. I think we're on like episode 4 of Minesweeper. calling these episodes Stream 4. I don't know what you call this. But we built the game. We built it in a hurry, 36 minutes. We built a back end for it. We cleaned it up aesthetically. We made it multiplayer. And now we've got this cool little commentary, and our graphics just keep getting better as we go. So I'm going to flag a couple mines here just out of like an obligatory. It's there, so I have to play it. We can all act a little disappointed that I'm clicking way too fast. This thing isn't updating. We should have used the GPT mini model because this has probably already cost me like $1. But anyway, I'm pretty tired, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching.